and welcome to Story Time with the person you are currently watching telling you a story that you're about to hear. You're about to hear it. My name is Avex or Mason, depending on if you're talking to the suit or the person wearing it. And today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience meeting POPUFURS. For those that don't know, POPUFURS is a really clever term that combines the words popular and furs. And it's like POPUFURS. Popular furries, that's the idea. So the first POPUFUR I ever met was Jickerdor. Jick is a fox on the internet who tells stories similar to what I'm doing right now. He also streams video games and is just an overall interesting fellow. Basically, I'm walking around Anthrocon. It's my second ever time at a convention, so I'm still kind of new to it. My friend Kieran, who I was with, had missed the pre-registration deadline by 1 day, so he was stuck in a 3-hour-long line waiting to pick up his badge. I got my badge in about 5 minutes, headed into the convention, and started walking around. And in that time walking around alone, who do I see but Jick? Jick is in the middle of a very exciting game of throwing around like some giant plush donut or something with another pool suitor. Now, since I'm such a patient and understanding little fluff, I just kind of stood there and watched them throw this donut back and forth for like a solid 5 minutes. But I didn't want to miss this opportunity. Jick was someone I was very into at the time, and I really wanted to say hi. Eventually they do stop throwing the donut around, so I'm just kind of standing there waiting my turn like, hey Jick, Jickerdor. An important note, I did not have a fursuit at this time, so he just sees me, he just sees this boy standing there. I give a little smile, a little wave, just like, and Jick takes this as an open invitation to come in hot. His way of approaching me, a complete stranger, was to hold out his paw and shove it into my face. Here's an accurate representation. Imagine this paw is Jick's paw. I don't know what to make of this, but immediately after, he pulls me into a very tight hug, which that for me is relieving. I'm like, okay, so he isn't mad at me, I didn't do anything wrong. This act of paw violence was just his way of greeting a complete stranger. And after pawing me in the face and hugging me, he finally decides it might be a good idea to ask who I am. So he does, and I'm like, I'm Shane, which isn't either of the names I just told you my name is. Shane is my birth name, Mason is my social media name, Avex is my persona name. I have too many names. But I say Shane, I immediately regret choosing that one. But I said it, and then I decide, how do I make this interaction last longer than just saying my name? And I'm like, I should ask him for directions. So I did, I asked him for directions to some room in the convention center or the nearby hotel. I don't remember, all I remember was his response, which is, I can't read anything, I'm wearing a giant fursuit head. But we did end up getting a picture together, and it is to this day like one of my favorite pictures I have ever been a part of. Shout out to Jick, he was very awesome. I can't really do a heart with paws, I can just do this weird, almost looks like a star, wow. The next POPUFUR I met was Majira. Kind of, let me explain. So I'm walking around the dealer's den at Anthrocon 2024, the same con where I met Jick. And if you've never been to Anthrocon, you might not know this, but the dealer's den is huge. Picture something like really big, okay? The dealer's den is like 2.5 times bigger than whatever you just pictured. That is 100% fact-based, accurate knowledge. Anyway, I'm walking around and around, and I suddenly see Majira walking around the Anthrocon dealer's den. This was exciting to me because if you don't know, Majira is like the POPUFUR. Huge name in the furry world, up there with like Telephone. So I instantly get very excited and very nervous. It's a brutal concoction, but that's pretty much what happens whenever I want to approach someone I really admire. So I go into plotting mode. It is hard to do like evil maniacal hand rubbing with these giant beans. Oh my god. I start plotting, how in the world am I going to talk to this massive, terrifying, popular beast of a man? Because I don't want to bother him. Like, this dude, people know who he is, everyone who knows him is stopping him, I don't want to be annoying, but I also know that if I don't say anything, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. So he's doing his rounds around the dealer's den, I'm doing mine, and eventually we do cross paths. I'm standing at one booth doing my thing, looking at all the pretty art, and Majira starts walking in my general direction. And I'm like, this is my chance, I have to do something. I'm going to give him a high five. Or I guess technically a high four. Look at there's 4. So he's walking closer and closer and I'm getting more and more nervous. Even though it's literally just a high five, I don't know what's wrong with me. But as he gets closer and closer, I start to notice something hanging around his neck. It's his badge. And you know what it says on his badge? Kiwi! So the person walking around as Majira Strawberry in the Majira Strawberry suit is not Kyle, it is not the man behind Majira, but it is Kiwi, and you know what? Kiwi is still great, and the Majira suit is still great. It was still amazing to see it. Kiwi in the Majira suit gladly accepts the high five, and we move on. We're both satisfied, I can tell. He was like, man, that was the crispiest, best high five I've ever felt. Even though we were both wearing paws, they were extra crispy paws. Later at that same convention, I did actually see Kyle, like, outside of suit, and he was taking pictures with someone else. I didn't want to interrupt that. I think I had somewhere to be, or else maybe I would have stuck around and gotten a picture too. But it was exciting. It was great fun either way. Love you, Majira. More star hands. Okay, this time it looks kind of like a diamond, like a... You see how this is like a diamond and not a heart? How the... Can anyone do heart hands with paws? This is like impossible. I can do kind of like a, yeah, we love you, Majira. I think I hate my life. So fast forward to AntherCon 2025 and I am TikTok famous. My name's Mason Crow Official on TikTok. You should follow me. The POPUFUR enjoyer has become the POPUFUR. I don't know if I'm technically considered a POPUFUR because I'm not popular for furry content, but I'm still a furry who's popular, so f it, yeah, I'm a POPUFUR. Anyway, I decided to film a TikTok called Infiltrating a Furry Convention. It was a parody of all those videos that are actually, unironically, people going to furry conventions to invade or infiltrate them. But to do this, basically, I wanted to get a bunch of clips with a bunch of furries and just make fun of them in the dumbest ways possible. So for the first clip in the video, I walk up to this person who I have never seen before in my life, and I'm like, hey, I'm filming a TikTok, do you want to be in it? He says, of course, and we film it. But that person, after filming that clip, I find out, is Felix Furs Exotics. Hey, I got a question for you. Why do you look so cool? Felix is a POPUFUR. He has a following about the same size as mine on TikTok, and I had never heard of him. But he was one of the sweetest people I have ever met at a convention. I love you so much, Felix. Thank you for being in that video. And he gave me like a little gift basket thing with like stickers and probably other stuff. I don't know, I was focused on the stickers. But I had no idea who he was, so it was really cool that he agreed to be in my video, and it was a fun time. Another clip I got for that video was with CK9C. For those who don't know, CK9C is an amazing nerdcore multi-fandom musician, makes songs about Five Nights at Freddy's and other cool stuff. But the first time I had seen him, I had no idea who he was. CK9C was performing at AntherCon 2023, aka my first ever convention, and they did great. I later became a big fan and actually got to meet them for the first time at Nerdcore PartyCon, which is not really a convention despite the name, it's more of a concert, but it's a concert where you get to meet all the musicians. So I got to meet him there and he was super nice. His line was actually, I believe, the longest in the whole venue at that time. So I see them again just hanging out at AntherCon 2025, no big line this time. I walk up and I'm like, hey Jack, cause we're on a first name basis, you know, we met once like a year before. No, I say, hey CK9C, do you want to be in my TikTok? I'm making fun of people who make fun of furry conventions. CK9C agrees and we also get to talking a little bit. I'm like, I met you at Nerdcore PartyCon and I saw you at AntherCon and now I'm seeing you again. Will I ever get away from you? And he's like, no, I'm gonna haunt your nightmares forever. And he still does. I cannot escape CK9C. I'm pretty sure he is actively in my house. Now they're great. I love CK9C. Oh my god. The same convention, AntherCon 2025, I also meet Astra. Astra is a TikToker who does a bunch of interviews with furries at conventions. I see him standing on top of a building wearing a slutty maid outfit, so I go up and say hi. I just say, hi Astra, I love your TikToks, and then walk away. He doesn't say anything back. He doesn't have to. He was busy with like 7 other people wearing identical slutty maid outfits. And that's all the context you get, because that's to this day all the context I have. But I love you, Astra. I'm gonna, next time you're not being a slutty maid, we can film a TikTok together, it'll be great. PB, another furry TikToker, was also at AntherCon 2025. I saw them everywhere! Similar to CK9C, I just could not escape PB. Unfortunately, I didn't really know who PB was at the time. I did see PB at one point having to literally like shoo away fans because there were so many. They were just like, I would love to take pictures with all of you and meet all of you, but I am very late for something, I have to go. And they did go. But what was very cool is this was on the 4th of July, so I got to watch fireworks with PB, also on top of a building. Go to Anthrocon, you get to be on top of a building a lot, it's awesome. So yeah, those are some of my meeting POPUFURS stories. At the end of the day though, they are all just people. Do not put them too high on a pedestal, do not get any parasocial relationships going. Even though I often get very nervous to talk to them, that's just because I am a socially anxious basket case. The people I've met have been awesome though, so if you do see a creator you love, go up, say hi, ask for a picture, do whatever you want. If they're too busy, respect that. But it's so awesome getting to see them at conventions. I love it so much. I'm like, thank you for watching this video. I am Mason, or Avex, or Shane, or what is my name? I'm this. Bye.